And there we go. Right then. So, how can you beat the festive season without missing out on certain things too much? When it comes to this time of year, a lot of people kind of get stressed out because they've got Christmas parties coming up, lots of social occasions coming up. There's a lot more food around, isn't there? And temptation is in your face 24 hours a day, basically. And there's little things like my mum used to do it all the time growing up. There's little jars of nuts all around the house at Christmas time, but never the rest of the year, just the Christmas time when you just end up picking and picking and picking. And little things like that can actually really kind of they can derail your progress a bit. I'm not saying don't have those things, but we just have to have a slightly more kind of open mindset about what we're eating and a more kind of rational thought process about it. So today, what we're going to look at is enjoy Christmas, but keep momentum and stay in control at the same time without sounding too much of a Scrooge. Okay, so why do most people fall off over Christmas? Well, the first thing is, and this is generally the case for a lot of things, is the all or nothing mindset. And this isn't just Christmas, this is all year, basically. So they're trapped in a bit of binary thinking, they're perfectly on plan or they're completely off track. If they can't stay on plan, they think, oh, I might as well blow the whole thing. Now, something I'm looking at trying to do in the current moment is get people away from the mindset of on plan or off plan, because when you're on plan or off plan, it's just giving you a negative association with food, with fitness, and just the healthy, active lifestyle that we're trying to achieve. So I want people to never be on or off plan. We're just going to be constantly on that little lifestyle trend where we're trying to improve our health, improve our fitness, and just have a fantastic social life and have fun at the same time. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. My chair is squeaking a lot, which is annoying me quite a bit. So first thing, all or nothing mindset. The next one is the guilt spiral. So that's food, drink, social events. It can trigger people and it makes people feel overwhelmingly guilty and it makes people feel a bit shameful of what they've done. So if you've been out for 2 nights in a row, because that can happen at Christmas, can it? You go out for 2 nights in a row and then you're feeling crap because basically you've been drinking maybe, or you've been eating more sugar, more fatty foods, and you just feel crap. And then all that does in your head, you dramatize stuff. We overcomplicate things and we're thinking, oh my God, all my progress has gone. We panic and we press the F it button. Okay. The lost momentum. So 12 months of progress evaporates in just a few weeks. This doesn't really happen. Okay. Well, it depends how mental your few weeks are, to be honest, but I'd be very surprised if anyone derailed 12 months of progress in just a few weeks. It's just a case of, right, let's have a more rational mindset again. I'll use that word again, rational, logical thinking about things. We tend to lose all rationale and logical thinking, don't we, when it comes to our health and fitness? So if we can kind of think more logically about that stuff at Christmas time and think, yeah, I can have some fun, I can have a bit more booze, and I'm still not going to lose all my progress because I'm still going to keep active in the meantime, which is what we're going to look at here. Okay. And then the January reset trap. I get this all the frigging time. I'm going to start in January. I'm going to just kick on from January. I'm going to just blow December out of the water and we'll start again in January. Doesn't work like that. It's very, very difficult. So my advice would be, if we can keep things ticking over December and in towards January, you start January with the wheels already spinning, ready to rock and roll. You're in a good place, okay? And the goal is to never be perfect. I feel like I say this a lot. It's never to be perfect. It's to stay in the friggin' game. And if we can stay in the game, you're going to be in a good place, all right? So we have the 80% rule. And I basically live my life by this rule. And you can apply this to so many different elements of your life, the 80% rule. So it's 80-20, okay? You don't need to 100% compliance to make progress. In fact, if you're doing 100% compliance, I'd probably suggest you take your foot off the gas a bit, because you're just going to burn out and just crash and burn and feel like you've hit a brick wall at one point, okay? Because you cannot sustain it. So if you can hit 80% consistency with your training, with your nutrition, with your daily movement, that kind of balanced approach lets you enjoy Christmas. It lets you enjoy some quality streets, some Ferrero Rocher, which I'll be having, all these different things, whilst maintaining your results and your progress. So remember, 80% beats 100%. I should say 100% every single time, not 0%. 80% definitely beats 0%, but it beats 100% every single time as well. Okay. So you don't earn your Christmas dinner. I want you to really kind of remember that as well. I think that's probably something most people feel is like, oh, I'm going to earn my Christmas dinner by doing a 20-mile hike the day before Christmas or Christmas Eve, or the day after. I'm going to burn off my Christmas dinner. Don't think of it like that, because all that's doing, giving you a negative association with nutrition, with Christmas as well, which we don't want, because Christmas is a very fun time of year. Even me, I'm a bit of a Scrooge and I still think it's a very fun time of year. So we just want to focus on, right, can we just have a nice balance around all this? Again, logical, rational thinking. And if you can do that, you can nail this. I'll give you a little example here now while we're on this slide, that for years and years and years, I used to do a workout Christmas Day. All right. And I used to think, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing a workout Christmas Day. This is great. I'm really disciplined and whatever. And I look back at it now and I really wish I hadn't done that because again, it was just giving me a bad association with the food around Christmas, with the overall kind of Christmas holiday, thinking I can't rest up. I've got to earn my food. And I did that for years, guys. And that's why I'm a coach basically, because looking back at my life with health and fitness, I made every mistake you can think of. If you're making mistakes now, or you've made a mistake in the recent past with your health and fitness, I can guarantee you, I pretty much made the same thing. And that's something to look back on and regret. So don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to do that. You don't have to do. If you want to do some exercise Christmas Day, do it. Don't feel you have to do exercise Christmas Day. And I fell into the category of thinking I had to do exercise on Christmas Day. And that's where it's bad. If you really want to, and you're thinking, yeah, you know what, I've got a bit of free time, I can actually go for a run today or go for a nice walk, by all means do it. But don't feel you have to do it. All right. So we have got a bit of a strategy here for you guys, a 3-pillar strategy around food, movement, mindset. So if we can stay consistent without restriction and we can focus on these core areas, you're going to be winning. All right. So food is first up. Structure your nutrition with flexibility and intention. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I want you to allow yourself to have certain foods you normally wouldn't associate with healthy foods. I want you to allow yourself to have a bit of chocolate, allow yourself to have a few mince pies. Okay. You can even have two. All right. I've got a girl on the program at the moment. She's not on the call now, and she's got a thing for mince pies, and it's fine. And we went through a stage, and she was like, "I'm trying to cut them out," and I was like, "Just have one a day." Because all she was doing, she was restricting all week. And at the weekend, she was going mad for it because she'd been restricting all week. By having one a day, she cut that out completely. And she's still staying within her kind of calorie targets that she's got. So that's the kind of flexibility and intention side of stuff that we need to be looking at. It's the same around Christmas. Go into it with a nice, rational thought process, logical mindset, and think, right, I'm going to allow myself a couple of these. I'm going to control it because even though I'm going to have one, I'm not going to have 6 because I can control my emotions. I can control what I'm trying to do here. And I've got a vision of what I want to achieve. And I want to make January as easy as possible. That's something we want to look at as well. So have nutrition with flexibility and intention. Okay. Movement, maintain activity through strategic, sustainable workouts. Now, in and around Christmas, I want you to have a little look at your calendar and think, right, realistically, can I get a workout on the 23rd? We want to keep it as normal as possible in the build up to Christmas. Probably Christmas Day, Boxing Day, I'd say don't worry too much about it. But the rest of the time, it's just a normal week, isn't it? So structure in your workouts, structure in more walks if you don't want to do workouts, or the gyms can be closed, can't they, as well? So if the gym's closed, go and get a walk in, maybe do a hike, maybe do a run. Keep that activity going, but don't feel pressured on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Everything else around it, in my opinion, are normal days. Okay. And then mindset. Excuse me, mindset. So stay proactive with progress focused throughout December. Keep thinking of your goal. Keep thinking of your vision. Keep thinking of who you want to become. Yes, we want to, excuse me, guys. Yes, we want to either improve our body shape. We want to get fitter. We want to get a bit stronger. We might just want to really feel fantastic. Okay. That's all great. But I really want you to think over Christmas of the person you want to become. And that's something I'm going to be pushing a lot, especially over the course of the last 6 weeks of the year. I think there's 6 weeks left this year. 6 or 7, I'm going to be pushing, right, who do you want to become? And what does that person look like? What are the actions they do every single day? How do they feel? How, when they walk into a room, how do they hold themselves? All these little things. And it might sound a bit cringy, but it's frigging powerful. And if we can get you guys to really think about that and be like, you know what? I am chasing that dream. That's what I want to be. I want to live the rest of my life without worrying about photographs being taken of me, without worrying about going out for a meal on a Friday night with my pals, without having a couple of pints on a Sunday sometimes, even though I can't remember the last time I had pints on a Sunday, but it's a very bad example, you could say, but things like that, we want to not worry about them. And that's the person you want to become. You want to be fit, healthy, eat fantastic food, and just be that person. And you want it to be part of your identity. Okay. So that's something over the Christmas festive period I want you to have a little think about. And now we have food structure without guilt. Okay. We're going to anchor meals. So it's a little strategy to anchor your meals. So first up, and it's pretty much the same all year. The first one, prioritize your protein and fiber at 2 of 3 meals daily. Generally, over the course of the year, it's like every single meal, I want you to prioritize a source of protein, but at Christmas, just prioritize it for 2 of 3 meals a day. So try and keep your routine as much as possible when it comes to your nutrition. So think about your kind of like your regular meals. Yes, there's going to be a little bit hit and miss in places. So if you're going out for a Christmas party on a Friday, the Friday before Christmas or whatever, the other meals of the day, you're going to make sure they're good quality meals. Okay. You're making sure, yeah, I'm sticking to my original plan. I'm going to have a good, healthy breakfast, good lunch. When I go for an evening meal, I'm going to get a bit pissed. I'm going to eat some cake. All right. Fine. But we've controlled what we can, the controllable. Okay. Never skip meals. This will reduce the risk of later binging. If you skip a meal because you're saving, air quotes, your calories for later in the day, then that's just going to lead you to going into that meal starving, hungry. You will eat everything in sight. Believe me, again, I've made that mistake numerous times. I was like, I'll save my calories, I'll go out. What happens? You go out starving, hungry, and you literally eat everything. And it's crazy. And then the next day, you've overeaten massively because you restricted. So you might as well stick to your regular meals. Simple as that. And honestly, if you do that, you'll go out for a meal. You won't be starving hungry. You'll be just ready to have a nice meal. Be logical about it. Think rationally about it. Next day, back on track. Nice breakfast, nice lunch, nice dinner the next day. Just get back to it. Don't skip your meals. Don't save those calories. Okay. Just make sure you're just having a nice strategy and structure with your food. Eat protein before parties. Reason why? Yes, it will help you feel fuller before you go, but it also stabilizes your blood sugar. Now, if we spike our blood sugar before we go, so if we eat a heavy carbohydrate meal before we go out, for example, your blood sugar goes up, and the sharper it goes up, the sharper it comes back down. When it comes back down and crashes and burns, that's when we crave fatty foods, sugar, salty stuff, all the nice stuff. That's when we crave it. So we want to keep our blood sugar at a more of an even keel by having protein before we go out, and minimize the carbs probably before you go out, because that has an impact on your blood sugar. And then when you're drinking, and I've been doing this over the last 6 months, not that I drink loads at all, but I've probably been out 3 times with mates in the last 6 months. That's how sad I am, by the way. And what I do now is that I'll have a beer and I'll have a glass of water in between. And I'll have a beer and a glass of water in between. And my mates have actually started doing it as well. And I tell you what, I haven't had a hangover since. And my hangovers used to be honking. And now I haven't had hangovers since then. So it's just something to think about. Again, hydrate in between your alcoholic drink. And nobody's going to like snigger at you or anything like that when you're doing that at all. If you want to and you don't want to drink at all, just be brave, stand up tall and say, you know what, mate, I ain't drinking. I'm trying to achieve something. But I do understand the case of peer pressure. It's a real thing. Also, you might just want an alcoholic drink, and that's absolutely fine as well. But if you're going to have 6 or 7, then try to have a glass of water in between. Okay. So we can have a little strategy around the old booze as well, which is always good. Then movement, the festive 4 challenge. Come up with some random stuff, don't I? So we've got the festive 4 challenge today. 4 active days weekly minimum. All right. So schedule 4 workouts or intentional activity. Doesn't have to be a gym workout. It could literally be a hike, a walk, a run, whatever. Cycle, Zumba, Pilates, whatever you want to do. Daily step targets. So aim for 8 to 10,000, if not 12, every single day. And Christmas markets count. Of course they do. Book it in with yourself. So it's basically everything we do all year, isn't it? You're going to book it in. So you're going to treat those workouts as non-negotiable appointments, even around the Christmas calendar. And the small wins matter, okay? Just like every other time of the year, consistent small actions will trump the sporadic perfection every single time. So just focus on the small wins. Can you control, I talk about the spinning plates. So we've got like hydration, we've got food, we've got exercise, and we've got sleep. If you can control 2 or 3 of them at any one time over Christmas, you'll be in a good place. All right. Momentum is built through movement, not perfection. And again, I say that a lot. I know I do, but there's a reason why. So mindset, stay proactive, not reactive. Progress over perfection. I'll say it again. It's very important. Focus on moving forward rather than flawless execution. Connection, not excess. So savor the meaningful moments. Like I said, I regret like not enjoying Christmas Day as much because I was worried about food. I was worried about doing exercise on Christmas Day. Have a connection, don't excess. Savor those meaningful moments without overindulgence. Think logically about your food and about your exercise. Maintain your anchors, so keep those core habits. Morning walks, journaling, hydration, reading books. Keep those morning anchors that you've got, those daily anchors even that you've got already and you've got right now in your life. You can enjoy yourself and still move forward. That's the overriding concept here. And I don't want anyone to feel under pressure or stressed around Christmas. And if you are feeling it, just drop me a message and I'll help you out with it, okay? But let's enjoy it and you can still make the progress. Progress in December just makes January easier. The choice is going to be yours, okay? If you have a really kind of boozy party in December, it's just going to make January a lot harder. And January is a hard month anyway. It's dark, it's wet normally, it's a miserable time of year. And yes, you might start January 1st, and for 10 days you're like, oh, I'm buzzing, but that can drop off very quickly. So we need to be in a good place as we go into January, because it just makes it so much simpler. And a little festive focus challenge. So a bit of a 6-week blueprint for success. We've got 6 weeks before Christmas now, okay? 80% compliance. So maintain consistency across your nutrition, your training, and your lifestyle habits. So 80-20, as always. The 4 active days, complete the 4 workouts or purposeful activity sessions per week and try and maintain that, whether it's walks, Zumba, Pilates, whatever, like I said before. 2 liters of water daily, minimum. Let's stay hydrated. 2 liters of water. That could include squash. It could include teas. I would say coffee, but not, because coffee can actually dehydrate a bit as well. So teas are fine. Squash will be fine. Better than anything. Normal water, pure water, obviously better than anything. But if you struggle with that, 2 liters of any of those drinks will be great. I'm trying to hit at least 2 liters. If you can get the 3, it's going to be really beneficial. It not only is it great for your skin, it's great for your suppressing your hunger. It's great for energy levels, and it's great for your digestive system as well. Okay, so you guys on this call now can take a bit of action with this. If you want to, you don't have to. You can share the 3 specific goals in the WhatsApp group, or if you'd rather do this, and you probably would, just send them to me. So what 3 specific goals are you going to have over the Christmas period that you're going to stick to? And it could be the workouts, it could be the water, it could be having the structure with your food, it could be everything, it could be all the above. Okay. So you can send that to me if you want to. I'm not going to pressure people for that, because I appreciate that. I do ask you a lot to put the wins in the group and that kind of thing. So the idea behind this, guys, is finish the year strong. You have a choice to make, all right? You can coast into January feeling sluggish, feeling bloated, making it very difficult to kick on in January, or you can begin 2026 in one hell of a good place. And then you can literally make 2026 your absolute bitch next year, can't you? You can fly through it. So the choice is going to be yours, all right? I would suggest we have a decent and kind of ticking over December. It doesn't have to be perfect. Decent December, start January in a good place. Be intentional, not restrictive. Stay active, stay mindful, lead by example for those around you. Be that person who is like, yeah, you know what? I'm looking after myself. 2026 is really going to be my year. We're not just going to say it, it's going to be your year. And the ones who stay consistent now start 2026 ahead of the game, ahead of everybody else. And final slide. You have got this. I should have put a Christmas slide there, shouldn't I? I missed the trick there, but you've got this, honestly. And like I said, if any of you have got any questions about any of this, just fire away. You can message me at any time. Christmas is going to be a time where I'm probably going to be extremely proactive with messaging you guys, and you guys can be the same with me. Be proactive in messaging me back, okay? So that is today's lesson done. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, and I'm going to stop the record as well. There we